Hello.
Welcome to our show.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Happy almost 2021.
Happy New Year's Eve day.
Yes. We're going to give everyone a few seconds to join. This is not a typical time we go live, but it's New Year's Eve, and we need to make sure that this is back upstairs ready for our party for two. Maybe a few more, but we've had so many questions on this machine. So for those of you just joining and are not sure what this is, for Christmas, I asked for and received the Drinkworks machine by
Keurig.
And I was skeptical, to say the least, going into it, because I just was like, I don't know how good this is going to be. But we bought them for a couple friends, and we have now tested it. We've tested it quite a few times, and it's actually pretty amazing.
It is.
So we do have an edited video that will be coming out that shows you the whole unboxing, how to set it up, the app, how to make your first drink, how to prime the tank, and everything. But we're here to answer questions that you might have. Now, first and foremost, I do need to let you know, I have partnered with Drinkworks down below as an ambassador. So if you use that link, we do get compensated, but it does not affect our review. And right now, you can use it once. Play 25 will take $75 off this machine. Now, you do need to check your state laws because every state's a little bit different, if you can order it in your state or not. But it will tell you when you go to the page, you'll click on it and it will say if you can order it or not. So here is the amazing machine. We're going to quickly tell you what came in the box and what all the components are. This might answer some questions as people join. Now, the machine itself, it is really kind of essentially like your coffee machine. The biggest difference is this does have a CO2 tank in it, and it has a scanner in it, which we will show you. But think of it as the same way. When we first got our coffee machine, when it first came out, I was like, this is never going to take off. People want a pot of coffee. People don't want to make single cups. Now it's the standard.
It's like the standard.
And for me, when I first saw this, I was like, nobody's going to buy this machine. It's $300. It makes just one drink, and you can buy a whole bunch of liquor, have a bar, and mix it. With that said, we never do that. We buy the liquor, and it sits in our cabinet because we never look up the recipe. We always mess it up. So this is what appealed to me on this. So let's first show you, once again, the machine. And I'm going to quickly show you some of the stuff that you may have seen, and also what will answer a lot of your questions. So the number one question we keep getting is, how does it get the fizz? And it comes with 2 CO2 cartridges. And these one cartridge makes roughly about 16 drinks.
16 drinks.
And then, of course, you can buy them on the website to get more. Now, that gives you the fizz, which means you can also make straight soda water if you want. Now, the big question we got, which is very, very good question, is, I like this, I think I want it, but I have kids in the house. And I'll be honest, we didn't think of that. When we bought it, we don't have kids. But really, ultimately, when you look at this machine, and we'll show you here in a second, all they have to do is put a pod and brew. So what do you do in that case? Well, they have something just for that. They do offer a home bar lock system. We'll show you kind of how it works, but essentially this little thing goes into where the pod is, and you turn it with a lock, and it does not give them the ability to put a pod into that machine. So that's kind of a cool little thing there. Some other things that you can buy for it is, and it does come with, is some cleansing tabs. This is what will clean out the entire machine when you do a clean cycle. And they also have some amazing ways to recycle the pods. We got a lot of questions on the pods about, what do you do with them? Are they recyclable? They actually give you a self-addressed envelope that you throw them back in and send it to them, and they actually do the recycling for you, which is kind of cool. There's also, just like any other coffee machine, the ability to have water filter built in. Now, we learned something very important about that water filter, which we'll tell you during the setup and an encounter we got with that. But let's also talk about some accessories you can add on. Now, there is a glass stand you can buy, which at first I thought was kind of silly. I was like, why would you need a glass stand? And essentially, the big thing on the glass stand that we found out was when you put a pod in, we'll show you this, it scans it and tells the machine exactly how to make the drink. And sometimes it will say, please get a small glass, medium glass, large glass. Do you want to go see if that's the one upstairs? Thank you. And it will tell you basically that if you need a small glass. Well, we did make something with a small glass and it splashed everywhere. So we actually ended up buying this. It's a glass stand. So that way, if you're making a whiskey sour or something, you can prop that up onto that. Now, other things besides the lock that is kind of fun is there is a storage that you can have to put your pods in. It's a tower that goes right next to the machine. Definitely not what you need. You don't need it, but it is a nice thing. Now, I have gotten a ton of questions on what kind of drinks, and we will show you all of this. They do offer top shelf drinks, so you can see here. These are $19.99, and you get 4 little pods in there. And then they offer a wide variety of drinks right now. So this is their basic ones, which is Long Island iced tea, margaritas. These are $16.99. And they even have Old Fashioned, Cosmopolitan, Cuban Daiquiri, whiskey sours. They even have a really cool, I always call it their basics, but where it's just literally vodka lemonade, whiskey cola, gin tonic, vodka soda. And all of them run around about $16.99 except for the top shelf. For the wine drinkers, they do have some beautiful, they call it their Wandering Vine collection. And some of these are the 100 calories. And my favorite category is the island. So the margarita, Mai Tai, margarita. And then they actually do have cider and they are coming out with beer variety. So I just wanted to show you all of that before we get started because that might answer some of your questions. So I'm going to kind of go over here to Sean. Let's show him the machine and you can kind of walk him through what the setup was really quick and how easy this is. So he has a fun remote cam. We'll go here. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, right. So here's our machine in the front end side. As you can see, it's all there. Basically, when you get this machine, it's going to tell you a couple things. The steps are very simple. Rinse everything that you get, which is the tank, the filter, and then, like he just showed you, you're going to insert the CO2.
So I'm going to talk for you because I'm not sure people are going to be able to hear you because you're not there. So this is the machine. This is the CO2 cartridge that just screws in. Now, when we did this, when they say screw this in, they mean screw it in. It's about 8 turns, and then it will make almost a fizz sound. It'll go psst, and you know it's there. You know it's connected when you push this, and it gives you that CO2. So this is where the fizz comes from. So if a drink requires carbonation, it gets it from this here.
Like my mojito did.
Yes, like your mojito. So in the back, simple on and off switch. And there is this, a lot of people said, what is the thing in the back? This is for firmware updates. If they ever want to update the machine and you cannot connect it via your Wi-Fi, which we'll talk about in just a sec. In the front here is the LED screen. This tells you what to do. This is the water tank. Inside of the water tank is where the filter is. When we set up our friends, what did we discover about that?
If this is not completely seated or well put in correctly, it can actually keep the water from going in. And if it does that, it can't fill the internal tank, which is inside here. And it actually chills your tank.
Yeah.
If there's no water in it, it can't do anything.
So essentially, this is where it grabs your water. If the sensor in here, there is a thing in the back that's like kind of almost like a buoy system. And if it's not working,
that disc
right there, you can see it. If that's not working, it doesn't know there's water and it doesn't tell the machine to suck the water in. So customer support walked us through how to fix that, which was awesome. So once you have it filled, you put your water in, it's going to suck the water into the machine and that's where it's going to cool it. And how do we know like when it's chilled?
It'll say up here that ready for a drink, or
my favorite is the app. So the app is free. It tells you the temperature water. It gives you a place to order supplies. it gives you tap to call, and it will also tell you your firmware status. So this one is up to date, and it will tell you if it's ready or not. So this is basically saying we're ready to make a drink. So let me walk you through. This is Bluetooth connected, very easy to pair. And you can see right now it got a little quieter. Our fan kicked off, and you can see right there, our water temp will now change as it goes through that. So basically, let's go back up to the machine. How does the machine know? Well, I'm going to show you here. What does this say? It says insert a pod to drape. Yep. So let's open this and show you kind of what's in here. So this is the pod, but you'll notice back here there is a little glass disc, and if Sean can get in that angle, there is a barcode. And so when you look at a pod, it can only go in one way. There's a notch in the pods here, so it can't go any other way. So when you put a pod, it actually scans this barcode right here. It's not scanning this one, it's scanning this one. And that tells the machine what drink it is. So essentially, it knows how much carbonation, it knows does it need carbonation, it tells the machine what kind of size of glass you need and all of that stuff. The other nice thing that I like on the pods, I'm going to show you here a couple things, make sure Sean can focus, is it tells you pretty much everything. It's going to say, I love this, booziness, how much booze is in there. It tells you the sweetness.
Tilt it just a little bit. There you go.
There we go. And then as you go around, it's going to, of course, say your laws of alcohol. But it also gives you an ingredient. So this one tells you the mojito is made with Caribbean rum and lime juice. And then the very front, it actually tells you the volumes. So this says this is mint and citrus. It is 50 milliliters, 32.9 alcohol by volume in the pod, approximately 200 milliliter, 8.2 alcohol by volume as served by your drink maker. So I love that, and the fact that it has that all built in. Super easy to use. So when you're ready, what will happen is when you set it up, it's going to have you rinse everything. It's going to have you put in your filter. It's going to pull in that water, and it's going to do its first refrigeration.
It's going to do a first rinsing cycle. It actually rinses all the stuff that's inside, brings it all out. It tells you exactly how to do it and everything.
Yeah. So, and we really like the app because it told us. So when we did our first one, which was Aaron and Jazzy's, their temperature was going up. It never sucked in the initial water, and that's where we found out there was an issue with their water tank. Company took care of them, sent them a new water tank, good to go. But it took, I would say, maybe 3 minutes to get
I think it was
cool.
I think 6 minutes.
6 minutes. And then you're ready to go. Now, I do want to let you know before we make our first drink, this is something I wouldn't recommend if you're having a big party with 15 guests. It's not going to be something that you're going to go drink after drink after drink because it does require the water, the cooling. It's going to suck in the water. We did, when we set up Allie's, we made 3 drinks pretty close to each other. I would say at least maybe 5 minutes apart,
if that,
and it was fine. But if you turn your machine off, and let's say you get home from work and you turn it on, it does need to chill the water, and sometimes that can take depending on your house and how warm your house is. Allie said at one time it took hers almost 40 minutes. Granted, she said it was very close. The intake back here was close to her Wi-Fi system, and there was a lot of heat being generated back there. Once she pulled it out, cooled down. But just keep that in mind. It's not like a Keurig where it just heats the water as it serves. It's got to chill it first.
And there's a good tip that if you're in your initial startup and everything, you can put water and ice in here. So the water in here is ice cold. So this way it takes shorter time for your internal tank to get cold if you put ice in on top of this.
Okay, so we're going to go and make our first drink. We're going to make the Cuban Daiquiri. We haven't had this one, so I'm going to show you how easy this is. So normally this is what the machine would look like before you start. Tells you insert pod to make a drink. So we're going to walk you through and then we'll answer any questions. So I can only put this in one way. So I'm going to plop it in there.
And it's basically labeled facing you.
Yep. And then we're going to push this down, and then the screen over here will tell you.
Go ahead.
So it basically says, yep, we found a pod. It tells us it needs to be over ice, and it prefers in this one a small glass. Now, here is a tip for you. Yes, we do have the Opal ice machine. Yes, I love that ice. It's not good for these drinks. That ice is pellet ice and it's going to melt very quickly and it's going to water down your drink. So we definitely recommend a sturdier ice, number one. And number two, when it pours, I feel the alcohol settles on the bottom and then the mixer's on top. So I say stir it first. After my 2 Long Island iced teas yesterday, I was feeling no pain. All right, so it goes over here.
Yeah, and I was going to say, this is actually a medium glass. We don't have any small.
We don't have any
glasses,
small,
which
yeah.
We might have to invest in some small tumblers.
It does have a pretty big drip tray right here.
So it's...
And it's removable.
Yeah.
And this is what it's going to do. So let's go ahead and Sean can press that start button. And now the machine has scanned the barcode so it knows how much carbonation, everything. It knows if it's a whiskey cola, it has everything in the pod. So unlike a pod that you would get for coffee, like your coffee pods are dry. Oh, enjoy. So the coffee pods are dry. This is liquid. This has all of the liquid in it. So this contains your mixer, your alcohol, everything. Now this is important because there is another system on the market that is the same thing, but it does not include the alcohol. You have to add the alcohol yourself. So, all right. So there is our drink. We are ready. And I'll stir it with my fancy dancy.
Multi-tool.
All right. So this is the Cuban Daiquiri. Let's try this. Woo! Ooh. So that's not a fizzy drink.
No, it's a non-fizzy drink.
This is good. You want to try it?
I will try some.
What would you say?
Oh, that is delish.
Cheers. So,
Oh,
I just touched my
really
face.
good.
Look how blush I am.
I know.
Just from this drink.
How did you
So,
get
all right. So, that's pretty much it. It's pretty easy to use. So, we'll make another drink here and answer some questions. I'll switch Sean places so he can see your questions.
Sure.
The box is pretty big. I will let you know that when they deliver it, it says Drinkworks all over it.
It's actually inside it's inside a brown box.
Yes.
That's inside of that. So it's not like it's obvious unless somebody drives by and really sees the word.
So, a couple things. Number one, just having this machine the short period of time we had it, I have to say, for me, I don't know how to make drinks. I would typically go online and look for the ounces and all that stuff and get our little 2-ounce measuring cup. I like this because it's all mixed for you. I told Sean at first I did not think they were strong. I couldn't taste the alcohol. But then within a matter of 10 minutes, I could feel it. And what did you say?
When a drink is made perfectly, I mean literally a perfect drink, you should just barely or even not even notice the alcohol in it. And then within, 5-10 minutes, you're going, ooh, I felt something. That's a perfectly made drink. Mm-hmm. When it's overly alcoholed, it's too strong. Obviously, it's going to hit you faster and more. And it doesn't really make a great drink unless that's something you truly like. But a perfect drink like this, I can actually taste that lemon in it. But what's funny, whatever the alcohol is in this, it's right there. I actually can taste it, but it's perfect. It's a perfect drink.
So this is really good for people that if you have a full bar, it's fully stocked, and you're that guy that loves to make drinks and come on over, I'm going to make you a drink and try this. This isn't for you. This is definitely not for someone that is an experienced bartender / has a fully stocked bar. Mm-hmm. However, for someone like us, Sean and myself, where when we drink, we have 1, maybe 2 drinks a week.
If that
sometimes, it's perfect for us because everything's done. We don't have to go out and buy the liquor and stuff. Now, keep in mind that it's already pre-mixed. So in this one, as Sean was saying, I don't know what rum they used in this. It doesn't say. The top shelves do. So there is top shelves that have like Chambord, and those have it, and they're more coming out. In Washington, we can have the machine delivered to us without a signature, but the drinks do need to be signed by an adult showing your ID. They scan it, and that way they know it's been delivered to someone 21 years and older. Mm-hmm. But this machine, I think, especially if you have a family, the fact that they thought through the lock, it's easy to use. everything is done for you. And if you're someone that wants more of a potent drink, you can always add it and stir
Yourself,
it into here. Yeah. Which I definitely like. So let's bring it back down so you guys can see the machine. I'll have Sean zoom down. Here you go.
Zoom down. Hold on one second.
And then we're going to answer any questions you guys might have. So the price on it is $300, but if you use the link in our description with the code PLAY25, PLAY25, it will take $75 off. You can only use that coupon code one time to make it work. Okay, so the machine itself, counter space, it's probably, I would say, double the size of our Keurig, right? Our Keurig's long and skinny.
The new one, yeah. Definitely the new one is a lot different.
So do you hear that?
Yep, it's sucking in some water right now to chill it.
Yep. And my water is at 35.5. So it says its cooling status is ready to go. Here we go. I can show you the app.
Oops, hold on. Ooh,
Let me turn down my brightness so you guys can see it a little better.
And I'll zoom.
So I really love the app because it has everything. Plus, I can go straight to their website to buy. They have a chat feature, frequently asked questions. Everything is right there. It tells me if I need a firmware, all of that good jazz. So the app I found very, very easy to use. All right. So once again, this is, I don't want to cut in from the camera, but this is where your water tank is. I don't know how much water this holds.
I didn't really test it, but I could. I would say it's probably carrying maybe 6 cups of water, maybe somewhere near that.
Yeah. Here is, just so you guys can see, and once again, we will have a review for you, an edited review. This here is the loop bag. So this is essentially for you to take your empties, throw it in there. When we're ready, we're going to seal it and then send it back to them. And these are free on their website. You can order as many as you want, so this way you can send it back to them.
And it's paid postage, so it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah. Inside, they give you, of course, the owner's manual. They give you a quick start guide. They give you 6 cleaning tabs. And now, what is this going to clean?
That's going to clean. You'll probably more than likely put them in here, and it's going to suck into the tank, and so it's going to be basically cleaning the tank and all the tubing and plumbing that's within inside it.
Yeah.
And it's 3 tablets per, so that's good for 2.
So then this also gives you a whole bunch of coasters, and I really like the coasters. It's kind of fun because it has all of their signature drinks, and it tells you what it is. So basically, it tells you how to even serve it. So Sean, can you zoom in on that real quick?
You betcha.
So this one here, Cuban Daiquiri, it says, shake over ice, strain into a chilled martini glass with a lime wheel for true Caribbean refreshment. It is a 4 booziness out of 5. It is a 2 sweetness. So if you don't know how to serve the drinks, like we just did ours over ice, it actually tells you everything on these coasters, which I think is fun.
Yeah.
And then the other thing they give you in the box is your CO2. So this is what the CO2 cartridge looks like.
So you get 2 of those. Approximately 16 drinks that require CO2 is how many you're going to make. So you'll get 32.
Yep.
Ish. Now, I don't know how much it uses if you're getting straight soda water. And, of course, that will be in the menu up on top to get to that.
Yeah. So there is a thing up here, and it is a touch screen, so I don't know if you can see that. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like it's a touch screen, but it is. And I'm trying to... Do you remember how to get to the touch screen?
I do not. We have never actually got to that point. It's usually right over here.
Yeah, I can't find it. Let me grab my... Here, just a sec. I got it, Sean, because we haven't made the soda water yet. We just made our booze.
The boozy.
These are boozy. Tips for pouring a beer. Here we go. Display screen. Solid arrow. So we press the start button for 3 seconds. There we go. Drink menu, sips options. You want to go ahead and zoom in?
I can.
So we have run clean cycle, press start. Run wrist cycle, press start. empty drink maker, which means it's going to empty your water into here. Medium soda water. Large soda water. Switch to Francais.
Francois.
Exit menu. So let's just do a small soda water and see what happens. Do you have a glass over there, Sean?
I do.
Let's do a medium soda water. So we have the soda water. Let's zoom out. So this is straight soda water. No pod inserted. So just kind of like what our coffee machine would do for just hot water. Wonder if we should have put ice. So that sound is a clear indication if your drink will have carbonation in it. We heard that with the Long Island iced tea, it made that sound. Now, I personally don't like straight up soda water, so I'm going to make Sean test this.
I love it. With a little squeeze of lime, perfect for a summer drink over some ice.
Summer drink over ice. So, does it say enjoy? It still says it's pouring.
Enjoy.
All right, Sean. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, that's soda water, all right.
Is it?
Just hit the one.
Soda water? Good?
Yeah.
Pretty
like
good
soda water.
fizz?
I would say it's a medium. It's a medium fizz. I've had stronger, but I think if you just need something soda water-ish, this works just fine.
Yeah. Now, it is important to listen to your machine. Sean and Jazzy learned this the hard way. He made a margarita. I think he got confused between a margarita and a martini. And he didn't read the menu, so he used this for the margarita. And right when they pressed start, I looked at him and I said, that's going to overfill. He's like, no, it's not. It's going to overfill.
And it did.
Because it said, put a...
That drink there would have worked. The one that we did, the
Cuban Daiquiri would have worked.
That would have worked in this. It's a small.
In fact, let's do the...
Should we do the martini?
Yeah, let me grab the Chambord 1800 martini. Mm-hmm. So, here it is right here.
This is one of the top shelf ones.
Yeah, let me go in the front there and I'll show you. So, this here is one of my favorite liqueurs. I'll let Sean zoom in on that. Mm-hmm. This is top shelf. It's Chambord 1800, so raspberry liqueur. And it is $19.99 for 4 pods. So,
oh, you got it. There we go.
Yeah, you can bring it up. So, this is, you do spend about $5 more to get the top of the shelf. So this one here on the same thing, it will tell you, made with Chambord, black raspberry liqueur, and vodka. There is the barcode it's going to scan. Over here, it says this is a 4 out of 5 booziness.
Ooh, boozy.
3 out of 2 sweetness. And right here, I don't know if you can see that, but it tells you, no CO2 required. So that's kind of nice. And the reason why is I was afraid, oh gosh, if we run out and we do not have CO2 on hand, this machine's useless. Not so, because the drinks that don't use it,
don't use it.
Don't use it. All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to open it up. So insert pod. Remember, it's going to go in here and get scanned. So it really can only go in one way. Also, this is where we think by taking this out, the lock goes in here, and then that's what will lock the bar down from little kiddos using it.
Teenagers.
Teenagers, yeah. And just like that. Now, the one thing that you don't see that Sean was like, I wonder how it gets the liquid, because in your Keurig, you can hear it puncture.
Yeah.
This one, it makes a bitty little puncture right there.
Yeah.
It's tiny.
You can actually hear it go, whee, and it's actually, there's a little needle that pops up and pops it.
So it's reading the pod.
Mary, 4 pods per tube.
Oh, yes.
Somebody was asking.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah. This will be good. How was that? This is really good.
That's one of Allie's favorites, she said, was the Cuban.
Oh, it's so good. And look at that. It looks like about a 4-ounce, 5-ounce martini.
Yeah. Now, of course, we didn't put this over ice, so it's going to be a little bit on the warmer side. Can someone delete Pestos?
Yes, he's been kind of a...
Okay, I'm on it. Sean, why don't you go ahead and taste that?
All right, here we go. Ooh, smells good. Oh, that's nice.
Okay, I think I got him.
Thank you. That is really, really good. You can definitely tell that is, like they said, booziness. Yeah, you can taste the booze in this baby.
Yeah.
It's good. Go ahead.
Oh, I've already tried this at Allie's house, and I love it.
Yeah, very good.
So I don't want to ignore Pesto's comments. He is very upset because of Keurig in general and the pods and environment. I will say that I was impressed that it's basically help us do our part, send us your pods, and we'll make sure they and the envelope get properly recycled, which is something that they don't do on the Keurig.
No,
so
you really can't do anything with those.
Yeah, so I don't want to not. I mean, that is a pro and a con, but I
do enjoy doing the San Francisco coffee ones. They don't have a plastic bottom at all. It's just the mesh, and those are biodegradable.
Yeah.
The bags they come in are biodegradable, so they do pretty nice.
So what questions do you guys have? We should have the video out by tomorrow evening. Sean's going to be editing that one, or myself, and we'll voice over it and get it. If you are thinking about buying this machine, make sure to use the code PLAY25. You only can use that code once. So don't buy accessories with it. You want to buy the machine because it does take $75 off this machine. It is on eBay, on Amazon for a little bit more because I think they must have ran out on Amazon. And then if you use the link, it does help support us. So we appreciate that if you choose to use this. We, right now, also on their website, they have a deal where you can, if you buy $160 worth of pods, you get a $50 gift card sent to you. It's a MasterCard. We got ours in 2 weeks, and you can use it anywhere. It even has your name imprinted on it. So you can do up to 2 of those per address. So we've already taken 1. We'll do 1 more, and then like Allie could do 2, Jasmine could do 2. But it's not an instant discount. It is a after the fact. And a lot of people will say, well, I tried using Play25 and it took everything off except for liquor. And the reason why, at least in our state, is liquor in Washington State cannot be discounted. No coupons, nothing.
We are taxed to the brim.
Yeah, so if you're in a state that doesn't allow you to do a discount on it, that's why.
Yeah.
Are you feeling this after 2 drinks?
Not yet, but I'm sure I will.
I am. But I almost drank all that.
Somebody asked me, is that cold? It's not ice cold, but it is cold because it's just as cold as that water, which is 30-some degrees. So it's not, if you want it ice cold, add some ice cubes. But it's just cold from what's coming out of the tank.
All right, let me post that coupon for something.
Holy cow, that is a good drink.
I love it. That's one of my favorite drinks.
And of course, it is boozy. You can taste the booze in this one.
Yes, you can.
There it is. Look at that.
Now, if you used Play25 and it does not work, I actually have another coupon code for you. Let me get you that one. Because some people will say, well, I've used Drinkworks and now it's not working. Let me get here. Oh, I'm sorry, Sean.
Sorry, no, you're fine. I gotta use my mouse so I can see if I missed anything.
Actually, that the code link for the machine is not working. So let me get you guys the link that should work for you. I apologize.
So that code that's on there, the funny looking code, it's only for this machine and this machine only?
So this is the one by here. See if that works. Because it should give you your code automatically. There it works. Okay. So that's the one you want to use. I don't know why it wasn't working on the other ones, but we got it fixed.
This may be the beginning of a Ken and Sean show to keep going.
So you can use Play 25 or Superhost are your discount codes. There you go.
Yeah, I can feel that the machine is on because I can feel a slight heat because it's a refrigeration system back here.
Yeah.
And so you can feel that working. So it's trying to keep your water nice and chilled.
Yeah.
And again, if you're going and you need more water, put the water in it, puts ice in it so it's nice and cold. So as it's going into this, it's already cold. So it takes very little time to keep the cold water stayed in there. It's really nice.
Yeah. Any other questions before we go? We should have that review, like I said, up by tomorrow. Very easy to use.
Simple.
I like it. Once again, if you are someone that already has a well-stocked bar and you have a husband or a wife or a friend that likes to play bartender, there are people out there that they love it. His dad was one of them. Every time he'd go into his house, can I get you a drink? He would go to his bar. He would have everything. I can make it for you. A lot of people with their phones make it. For me, this is perfect. After 2 drinks, I have a nice little warm feeling. I sleep great. And it gives us the ability to try drinks. I very rarely go out and to a bar because it's so expensive and buy drinks. So when you go to a bar and you're paying $10, like for example, Moscow Mule. I've never had one. Sean's always like, oh, I'm not sure you're going to like it. You may not. It's kind of nice because here, if we buy the pods, you try it, you can be like, oh, I don't like it. So by the end of tonight, we are going to drink all of these. And no.
We'll have a few. We've got a couple of friends coming over and they can use it too. Nancy, I totally remember this. Yeah, about 4 years ago, they made this drink maker and it was like...
So we bought that drink maker.
Yeah.
So... it was called the Keurig Cold, and it was, in fact, you can go on this channel and still see the review, and it was basically a pop machine. It was a very expensive, glorified pop machine.
Glorified soda stream, basically.
Soda stream, yeah. That literally, you put a pod in, and it made it cold. It had CO2. It didn't have a CO2. It was built into their formula, whatever they used. But it failed miserably, and we got a refund. They gave everyone a refund on that machine. So we got our... Because it was $600. It was, so... Kara's going to get one in a few months. It's awesome. I have to say, I bought one for Ali and Jazzy kind of as a Ken's Kreations work bonus, and then I knew I was getting mine for my nephew. And after I tried the drinks for... a few drinks and the strength, I'm pretty impressed. And Allie seems pretty happy with it.
Yeah, she's very happy.
Jazzy loves hers.
Loves it too,
her husband loves it, so I think it's been cool. So
yeah, so far it's been really good.
So
and like them, they're not big drinkers either. They just every once in a while, and it's perfect when you just want to drink for whenever.
You got it. All right. Well, if you guys have questions, let us know. We'll have the edited version here up hopefully by tomorrow, if not the 2nd. Make sure when you do purchase it, we'd love it if you use our link. That does help support our channel, and we appreciate that. Once Play 25 stops working, that's where Superhost comes in. Superhost will give you $50 off the machine.
Nice.
Instead of $75.50. So, yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Coquito.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds good.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Have a happy New Year. Safe and happy New Year.
Safe and happy New Year.